Hello and welcome. My name is James Dudek, and I'm the Employee Experience and Employee Engagement Lead for Central Human Resources. And if you're watching this today, it's probably because you received an email talking about our 2019 UC System-Wide Engagement Survey results. So today we're here to talk a little bit about how those results differ from the last survey of 2017 and what our plans are for the future. So high-level overview. Our scores are up significantly from 2017. We were about 70% then, and now we're about 74% as far as staff satisfaction goes and engagement. But it's not a complete picture. We're still about 3% behind our colleagues as an average of UC engagement overall. So what are we going to do about that, and what are our plans? To discuss that, I'm joined by Assistant Vice Chancellor and Director of Human Resources, Eugene Whitlock. So welcome, Eugene.
Thank you, James.
And so my question for you is, you've had a chance to look at these engagement survey results in pretty fine detail. What leaped out at you about what you saw?
So the thing that jumped out to me the most was the dramatic improvement since 2017. And what that tells me is that the team that's been here for the last couple of years, working together with people throughout the campus, has made a lot of improvement to making our employees feel much more engaged than they have been in the past. As you pointed out, we still lag behind our UC peers and lag behind the national averages, but we're still headed in the right direction. So that says to me, we need to continue doing what we're doing already and add to it.
Great. So thank you for that. As you know, like one of the best practices is reacting to survey results is, looking at some places where you want to improve and then coming up with a plan. So I know you're very thoughtful about these sorts of plans, and we're keeping on with what we've already been doing. What do you think is on your list for you and the leadership team for the next couple of years?
Yeah, so as I think about, yes, we're doing things well. It's not just about status quo. We'll keep doing what we're doing. We are going to enhance some of the programs that we do have, and we're going to add some new things. So, for example, one of the things that jumps out in the survey is about career development. That's where we lag behind our UC peers the most. And so we do have wonderful professional development and learning development and coaching opportunities, but we're going to add to that. So, for example, recently we just added the University Extension Program, an expanded version of the University Extension Program so that people can take any of the classes offered by University Extension, and that will be supported by the university with the sponsored tuition program. The other thing we're doing is looking at our policies around professional development. Right now we have on the table revisions to the policy about professional development that will facilitate, the participation in professional development by our staff. Right now, I think staff are put in a position where they have to ask permission, and it creates that awkward dynamic with their managers. We want to change that so that the assumption, the default is that staff will participate in professional development and they'll do so regularly. And so when we have that policy in place, we expect that more people will engage in professional development. Also looking at the relationships between staff and their supervisors, this is another area where we lag a little bit behind our UC peers. And so we have Achieve Together, which is the new performance management program. The key feature of that program for me will be the guided conversations that managers are going to have with their employees going forward. So 3 times a year instead of once a year for an annual performance evaluation, our managers will sit down with employees and ask employees, how do you feel about your job? What accomplishments have you made in the last review period? What can I do as a manager to support you? And I think that's one of the key questions, is that manager engaging directly and asking how they can support the employees that are working with them here on campus. The other thing I noticed about the survey when we disaggregate the data is that our staff of color are experiencing Berkeley in ways that are much less satisfying than what our white colleagues are experiencing. So although 77% of employees say they feel comfortable here at UC Berkeley, feel like they can be themselves, that means 23% say they don't feel like themselves. And I'm really concerned about what we're doing to address that population of employees. In the past couple of years, we've started a leadership development program for staff of color. That program has been successful in advancing careers at equitable rates for the staff who are able to participate. We're going to continue to have that program, as well as add some enhancements to it, such as continued coaching, not only for the participants in the program, but also for the managers that work with those participants, so that we give managers the tools to do their jobs in the best way possible. Because as we know, people come to work wanting to do their best, not wanting to do poorly, and so we need to support those initiatives. The other big thing that we'll be doing, we will be hiring a director for diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. This is the role that used to be in equity inclusion that was occupied by Sid Reel, but we've enhanced it now. So that person will be supported when they join by 3 or 4 people already in place and will be really responsible for equity, inclusion, and belonging throughout the campus. The work will be focused on our historically underrepresented populations, but the mandate is also going to be broader, and it's going to be about creating a sense of belonging for all staff who work here at Berkeley.
Okay, well, that sounds like a lot. And so we're going to have a couple of busy years ahead of us, it sounds like. So thank you for those of you watching from the comfort of your cube or the comfort of your home. I welcome you to sort of dig in deeper to those details of the survey results. And if you want to discuss in more detail what those results are, and more importantly, how you can localize and engage your own department or unit, Eugene and I are happy to come and meet with you and to go over those details in a deeper dive and also help you strategize about how to make your organization a much more engaging place. So until we hear from you, thank you for all you do to make Berkeley a better place to work.